Hi there guys, Smokey Joe. We're filming episode 3 of the Bongalong interviews today, and we've come out here to Groote Hospital to ask the people headed in and out how they feel about the legalization of cannabis.
My name is Noma. I live in New Cross Road here in Cape Town.
Road. And you are?
Bukiwe. I also live in New Cross Road.
And what are you guys doing at Groote Hospital today?
I'm accompanying my sister because she's got a cancer to take her treatment, yes.
Okay, and would that be the chemo treatment?
Yes, that is the chemo, yes.
Okay, and then the question that we're asking people, why we're here today, is we ask people how they feel about the legalization of cannabis. How do you feel about it?
Okay, for me it wouldn't be a problem because obviously scientifically proven, it shows that it helps. It helps with the appetite, because when you use the chemotherapy, you lose appetite, you get nauseous, headaches, and you lack of energy because chemo kills your cells, so your immune system obviously defaults. So now the marijuana does most of the stuff that chemo doesn't. So for me, I don't have a problem. I'm actually supporting it because I have a sister right here next to me who is a cancer survivor. Yeah, so it should be fine for me. Yes, in the squatters, then we'll have more knowledge about it, and then we will acknowledge it, and then we would use it. Yeah.
So in your personal opinion, would you appreciate it if government made some more effort to start talking about this and start finding out what is the truth, what is not the truth?
Obviously, we would be happy because, there's a lot, as I mentioned earlier on, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about up until the government raise that to us so that we can be informed, and then we would know about it. But rather than that, if they don't say nothing, we won't know anything.
Hi there, what's your name, sir?
My name is Mayra.
Mayra, and Mayra, what do you do for a living?
I'm a radiographer, currently studying here at Groote.
But the question that we ask people in South Africa is, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis?
Cannabis, I think I have no problem with it being legal. I think that will be more regulated. So it will actually be more safer, I think, the use of it being. Now at the moment, I think kids, everybody is getting exposed to it. But if it's legal, within certain restrictions, of course, it will be more acceptable. Yeah.
Agreed. And then what kind of restrictions would you be talking about in that case?
Like, where it's being sold, how it's being distributed, age restrictions, stuff like that.
My name is Nwabisa. I'm staying in Langa.
Okay, but so the question that we ask people in South Africa is how they feel about the legalization of cannabis. How do you feel?
I don't like it at all.
Not at all.
Because it destroys our brothers and sisters. Like my husband is also using it. So every time he's abusive.
Does he only use ganja, or does he drink or do other things as well?
He drink as well.
Do you know anything about the medicinal properties of ganja?
No, I don't know.
Not yet. Okay, and if you were to find out that it was actually a medicine and that it does help people cure very serious diseases and ailments and that it's saving lives, would you feel differently about ganja?
Maybe.
Okay, yeah, but no, but if you found, let's say a doctor told you that it is a medicine and it works for stuff like multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, cancer, nausea, pain and inflammation, would you then feel more inclined for it to be legalized in South Africa?
Yes, I will be.
My name is Owen Wright.
Owen Wright, and what do you do at the moment?
I'm a retired engineer.
Retired engineer, and what are you doing at the hospital today?
Well, I've come to sort of get the results of the scan that was done during this week and hoping that all sorts of things are okay.
The question that we're actually asking people today is, how do they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
Personally, I think I don't have a problem with that, and I think it might actually even solve a lot of problems. It would, avoid people carrying truckloads of the stuff around where it wouldn't be necessary. Why? And it causes a huge amount of issues. So I think it might even be better. I've read a lot about the whole subject, and I have no problem with it at all.
And the issues that you're referring to, could you maybe or give us a couple of specific issues that you're thinking about?
Well, people go to prison for having a little bit of stuff like this in their pocket and all sorts of nonsense, and it must be costing millions of rands to try and avoid that, where they could take those same millions and millions of rands and do a hell of a lot better with it than put all of these people in prison for a little pocket full of this stuff or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, indeed. And how much knowledge do you have surrounding the medicinal benefits of cannabis when they've synthesized it into a medicinal oil?
Well, not much at all, but I mean, I just recently read something about the benefits of it, and they've legalized it in other places, and obviously, and it's countries that are first world countries, and they've obviously had a good look at it, and they've decided, let's legalize this because there's more benefits in legalizing it than making it a criminal offense. I mean, if it's going to be something that's going to help me, God, I would go and happily buy it, because, you know, they gave me some sleeping tablets which had a negative effect. I started falling down the stairs and all sorts of stuff, whereby you can buy stuff to sleep that is completely natural, and it in fact helped better than what the chemical one helped. You know, so there's all those benefits. You have this fear of being arrested because you've got something to do with cannabis, and I think that in South Africa should have been taboo a long time ago.
Bernard.
And Bernard, what do you do?
I'm a software developer.
How do they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
I feel that it shouldn't be legalized because it is an addictive substance. Anything that is addictive, to me, is not good for the human soul. In the cases of medicine, then it needs to be controlled. It needs to be by prescription. But as far as legalization for smoking for recreative purposes, no.
Okay. And how do you feel about recreational drinking of alcohol?
I'm against it too. I'm a total non-drinker myself.
Hi there, sir. What's your name?
David.
And David, what do you do?
Pensioner.
Pensioner. And what did you do before you retired?
I was a stock controller at Marine World.
Okay.
At the Simonstown.
Nice. And then the question that we're actually asking people today is, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
Oh, I feel quite happy.
How do you feel about it still being illegal?
I've just been here for cancer treatment. I came here from the hospital, now I'm going home.
Okay. And so for your cancer, would you consider using cannabis medicines?
Yeah.
And have you used them or not?
Yeah, I'm using it. But I will use it when the doctor tells me what to use. I'm using it.
Okay, nice. And how's your experience been with the cannabis medicines?
Very good.
Very good.
Very fine, very good.
And results as far as the doctor's concerned, like watching your either getting better or worse, how's it been going?
No, getting better. Yeah, getting better.
Awesome. What cancer are you here for?
My backside.
Your backside?
Yeah.
Say it's been better?
Yeah.
And better in which regards for you using the medicine?
Yeah.
What kind of facets of your life have you been, was it for pain? Is your pain better, the nausea, appetite, or?
No, nothing, no pain or nothing. I was just bleeding before, but I'm not bleeding anymore.
Okay.
But everything is going fine now.
Perfect.
My name is Donald Mhlanga.
And Donald, what do you do?
I am a developer.
Software developer. Okay, perfect. And okay, the question that we're asking people today is how they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa.
Well, seeing that it has beneficial properties to the ailing, like cancer patients and people with chronic pain, it should be possible to legalize it. I think it's more plausible for them to legalize it, as other countries that are, well versed with medical terms like the US are already going through the process now, legalizing medical cannabis.
I'm Lauren.
Lauren, and what do you do?
I study audiology at UCT.
Okay, what is audiology?
It's the study of hearing and balance.
Okay. And tell me, Lauren, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
I don't disagree with it. I don't find the problem in it. So that's why I feel like it should be legalized.
Okay, and why is it that you don't disagree with it?
I don't see the problem, like what is wrong with it. Like I feel like alcohol and cigarettes are the same thing. Like it shouldn't be any worse in a way.
Okay. And have you heard anything about the medicinal benefits of cannabis?
Yeah, I have, but I mean, I don't know many of it, but I know that there is medicinal benefits with it, though.
Darla and Maureen.
And Darla and Maureen, what did you guys do, or what are you doing currently?
We're going for a jog at the moment.
Tell me, the question that I'm asking people today is, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
I'm very much for it.
Yes, I agree. If it's medicinally used, definitely. I've got a cousin who's got cancer of the chest, and his kids have put him onto the liquid form?
For cancer in general, they use the oil, which is the strongest form, best results from that.
That's it. So he gets the oil, his children buy it for him because it's very expensive, and it's helping him.
So, and which ways has it helped him that you know of?
No, that I can't tell you. It's just that went in for a checkup with his cancer, and he got an all clear.
Oh, see, that's the kind of thing we want to hear. Yes, exactly. And yourself?
My grandson actually takes it to sleep. He's got very bad insomnia. And my son researched it a lot, and I very much believe in it in all aspects to get rid of the drug dealers and everything.
My name is Dumisani.
And Dumisani, what do you do for a living?
I'm living in Samora.
How do you feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
Yeah, I can't be sure actually it can be legalized, but it depends if our government can give an opportunity to the people who are using for medicine. Those people, which is they must have something that from government that end, which means it's a proof that this person is using for as a medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you mean it should be regulated and controlled?
Yes. Yeah, between regulate and control.
Any kind of way that people will use it as a medicine or for medicine that they use it?
Yeah, actually, some of the people they're using for their chest problem, and then even also some of the people they're using for their voice. If you're using it if you're a singer, so which is to open your voice. But it doesn't mean you must smoke it. You must boil it and then you can drink it.
Craig,
what do you do?
I'm a student, final year civil engineering. Yeah.
Final year civil engineering. Oh man, that's a good one to go into. And tell me, what's your opinion, or how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
Well, I pretty much don't have an opinion on its legalization because I don't use cannabis. But I've heard of people who use cannabis and have mentioned what it does for them. Some people talk of medicinal properties that it has, and it has helped them. Some people say it helps them cope with whatever anxiety, some when they're in pain or something like that, they take cannabis and they feel better. So different people have different reasons, why maybe it should be legalized. But for recreational purposes, I don't think it should be legalized for that purpose. But if other than that, medical cannabis, and then I think it's a good thing for those people who do benefit from its medicinal properties. I think like both cannabis and alcohol on recreational purposes, I don't vote for that. But then cannabis, other than recreational purposes, I mean, I don't have much say, but for those people who feel it should be, maybe it should be.
Okay, and then the last question is, let's say you had to choose either one of the recreational sides, would you have alcohol legal or cannabis legal?
Well, alcohol is already legal, right?
but if you're looking at the way that people act or react to alcohol versus the way that people act and react on cannabis, which one would you prefer? Let's say both were illegal and you had to choose one to be legal.
Well, I once watched a documentary where there were test subjects, one driving under influence of alcohol, the other high or under cannabis, and the one who was high, seemed to be doing better, and more aware of their surroundings, like more conscious. So, and experiences that I've seen, I would say people who use cannabis are more relaxed and more, not violent, they are just chilled out, But then people on alcohol and the other side, I see people becoming violent, fighting and all that. So I would rather say cannabis over alcohol on that regard, recreational purposes. But then I'm not saying cannabis.
Surya.
And Surya, what do you do?
I'm a lecturer here at UCT.
Lecturer. And what do you teach at UCT?
In physiotherapy.
Therapy. And okay, the question that we actually ask people is, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
I think it should be legalized. I think then you can control it a lot better. And there's been a lot of reports on the health benefits.
Okay. And what have you heard about the medicinal benefits of cannabis?
There are a lot of people using it for chronic pain. I just saw recently for things like, mostly for pain and for chronic diseases, it seems to be effective.
Grant.
And Grant, what do you do?
I am an Uber driver.
Uber driver. And tell me, Grant, what are you doing at the hospital today?
I'm a cancer patient. I'm here for my chemo.
Okay, and what cancer do you have?
I've got a sarcoma.
Okay, and okay, the question that we actually ask people is, how do you feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa?
Legalization for medicinal use is proper. That's how I think about it. But for recreational use, I think it's not worth it. Because if it is proven to help people and it has facts and documentation to prove that, and it can be trialed, then why not legalize it than to legalize alcohol and cigarettes, which are causes of cancers as well.
And have you tried using cannabis medicines for your cancer?
No, I have not, because they seem to be beyond my financial reach.
Yes, that is a problem of the illegal market right now.
My name's Hannah Human.
And Hannah, what do you do?
I study at the UCT Medical School.
And what are you studying at the medical school?
Speech language pathology.
Okay, and the question that we're asking people today is how they feel about the legalization of cannabis in South Africa.
I think it's an eventuality that everyone has to accept, because the entire world is moving towards legalization, especially first world countries like America, Canada and Holland, I think,
Israel and Uruguay, Mexico, list goes on and on. But
so I'm okay with it as well, because I've also done a lot of research on it. Not particularly on cancer, but just in general in terms of harmful effects versus what's legal, such as alcohol. There's a tendency that alcohol is actually worse for you, yet it's legal. So I do think that there is enough research to support that cannabis should be legalized and also regulated.
And what benefits do you see from a regulated cannabis market rather than an illegal one?
Well, obviously not selling to underage children, like alcohol. Also regulating the prices, and also maybe the way it's grown and the strains, to sort of make sure that it's in its purest form or whatever, not in someone's back garden. Also to minimize like danger of drug dealing, and for people who are selling, if they sell in a protected, regulated environment, it might be safer.
Yeah, indeed. And what have you heard about the medicinal benefits of cannabis?
I've heard some things from America, how patients with cancer use it, both for palliative care and to help through chemo or instead of chemo. Although I haven't heard a lot in terms of what it does exactly, like medically, but I have heard that it has been used and it helps patients.
We are ending here at the UCT Academic Hospital. And today I must say we got some pretty great opinions. Once again, it's roaringly in favor of the legalization of cannabis. Mostly people are still leaning towards the medical use thereof. Still not quite in tune to the benefits of legalizing it recreationally. Some of them are, as you heard, like a recreational legal cannabis market is way safer than an illegal cannabis market like we have right now. But besides that, Most people don't realize that the difference between recreational use of cannabis and the medical use of cannabis is not that far apart. And that is why Big Pharma is so scared of the legalization of cannabis, because it's a medicine that you cannot overdose on, firstly. It's a medicine that if you grow it in your own garden is incredibly safe. The side effects that you have been sold on that surround cannabis are generally lies. They're not even half-truths, they are just straight up lies. So you need to consider, is it really that bad if someone is smoking cannabis to cure their pain, rather than drinking an opiate-based medicine that we all know is addictive, seriously addictive. And on that note, we're signing off. Catch us on the next episode when we hit up the courthouse and possibly Cape Town main police station. Thank you guys.